Hey everyone, we're just a few days from Halloween, and I want to go over a cursed cocktail with a sordid past. A cocktail whose creation is shrouded in mystery, and the tragedy that befell its creator is almost legendary in its misfortune. Let's make the Cursed Monkey. The story begins in the early 1700s during the Dutch exploration of Indonesia, a time when explorers and traders were searching out new roots, new spices, and new distilleries all throughout Asia. The central figure in this tale, only known as the Captain, was shrouded in mystery. Some rumors say he was a German sailor who took over the ship in a mutiny. Other tales make him an English grifter and murderer, escaping persecution, who tricked his way into leading this most ill-fated voyage. The first ingredient in this cocktail is Batavia Arrack, an Indonesian rum made with molasses and red rice. This is my secret ingredient in many of my punch recipes because it adds that interesting, almost indescribable oomph that elevates your drinking experience. Now, the main reason for this trip to Batavia in the East Indies was a rumor of a hidden distillery, the oldest in the area, that made Arrack with molasses, palm leaves, and a secret ingredient. The captain was intent on either learning this ingredient or buying all the Arrack to bring back for trade. He met with 3 Javan farmers who promised to lead him deep through the archipelago to this fabled distillery for the right price. Indonesia is one of the largest banana producers in the world, so it's no mistake that the second ingredient in this damnable drink is banana liqueur. And nothing makes this tragedy more mysterious than what happened after this fateful full moon night. Each full moon afterwards, for years and years, almost like an atonement for what came to pass with the captain and his crew, a single bunch of ripe bananas were placed on the doorstep of the captain's jilted lover, the youngest daughter of the family that owned the local bar, the very location this drink was created, the starting point of this tragic tale. Now, the next ingredient is hard to parse out because this type of citrus went extinct not long after the incident with the captain, and many believe that the local farmer who owned the orchard, who coincidentally was also trying to acquire both the secret distillery and the hand of the youngest daughter of the bar, may have been involved. Historians place it somewhere between a grapefruit and a yuzu, so I'm reimagining this with an orange peel oleo, grapefruit juice, and yuzu liqueur, which I believe will match this long-dead citrus. Because of the captain, this fruit became so taboo that the orchards were burned the very next night, and if one was found growing in the wild, it was chopped down, the trunk salted, and the tree burned in a unique ceremony meant to ward off evil. The night the captain created this cocktail was the last night he was ever seen on this earth, as if both couldn't exist at the same time, this marvelous libation and this mysterious, possibly nefarious captain. He probably thought himself invulnerable as he professed his love to the lovely young lady of the bar, not knowing how much disapproval he would sustain from her grandmother, the matriarch of the family, who was firmly set against the captain. As frail as she was, she let everyone know of her disdain for this captain, as if she knew his hidden truth. Now, we are bringing this cursed monkey into the modern world, and we're shaking it with ice and straining it into a chilled coupe, garnishing with a single banana chip, an Indonesian treat. In fact, the last treat enjoyed by the ill-fated captain, according to the legends. That night, that most pivotal night, the reason of this tale was an unspeakable tragedy. The captain had finally come up with the farmer's price to lead him to the fabled distillery, not in gold or in riches, but in what has only been described as prestige, and he was readying his trip to the mysterious distillery that next morning, spending his last night, quite literally, in that local drink house, mixing up a new drink to rival the local pitaya and feather palm beverages that the locals had been enjoying for centuries. The strangest part of the story, the part that has never been fully explained, right across the river behind the bar lies a small island, inhabited exclusively by monkeys. And on that night, that cursed night, a single torch was lit, possibly as a signal, or maybe a vigil for what happened next. A sight, a light, a single torch, never seen again. This cocktail, despite its horrifying history, the peculiar end of its creator, the intrigue that lasted for centuries, is wonderful. The multiple types of citrus fascinate the tongue. The banana provides a base reminiscent of the islands of its creation, and the Arrack is that subtle je ne sais quoi that brings it all together. I almost feel guilty about how much I enjoy this after learning the tale of the doomed captain and his cursed monkey cocktail. Happy Halloween.